Welcome to the next edition of the Foundation Speaker Series. I'm Amber Goss, and today I'm excited to be able to introduce to you one of our former interns and the current Internship Director at Northwestern Mutual, Mr. Paul Vizza. Hailing from the city of brotherly love, Paul's love for PFEW and our foundation runs deep. After attending PFEW in 2012, Paul rejoined the PFEW family as a program intern for many years, before becoming the program manager for our foundation. But as the old adage goes, you can take the boy out of Philly, but you can never take Philly out of the boy. And Paul returned to his hometown to become the Internship Director for Northwestern Mutual. PFEW, however, was never far from Paul's heart, as he returns every summer as a company advisor. Paul's love of his hometown rates up there with his love of food and the love he has for his beautiful wife, Sabeth. Please join me in welcoming the very talented Mr. Paul Vizza. Hi, Paul.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here, Amber.
So I mentioned your love for PFEW, and let's start with the obvious. Being an alumni such as myself, can you tell me how the program affected you?
Yes. So I attended as a student in 2012. So it's been 8 years now. I was going into my senior year of high school. And I think for PFEW for me, like so many students, gives you an opportunity to really be comfortable being yourself in a whole new environment. So what I mean by that is you get to go in and meet thousands or hundreds of new people and be without any sort of kind of preconceptions or of who you are, or maybe who you are back at school or at home, or the way that you see yourself. You really get to be who you want to be and kind of how you want to see yourself. So that was a great opportunity to meet so many different people and really kind of just figure out, hey, there's a lot of people out there like me that I maybe didn't have a chance to meet with in high school, and people that were interested in business and entrepreneurship and all that kind of great stuff. And it got me really excited just to move forward in college, and then kind of reaffirmed my interest in my career. It's almost indescribable, I guess, really how transformative the effect can have. So much more than what I initially thought, where I would just learn some great stuff and probably have some fun, to really kind of just cementing who I wanted to be as a person by the end of just a short week.
Yeah. So after attending PFEW and graduating from Father Judge High School, you attended DeSales University, where you majored in HR. Can you share with those watching what exactly HR is and how you came to study it?
Yeah, HR is human resources, so it can be anything from what I do now, which is more the recruiting and talent acquisition side, to payroll, to compliance, to comp and benefits for companies. So there's a lot of range in what you can do in an HR degree. I ended up picking DeSales because after being at Lycoming and PFEW, I decided, hey, wait a second, I think I like a smaller school versus a bigger school. I was looking at DeSales or Drexel, so two polar opposites there in terms of how the campuses operate. So I went with DeSales. I really liked the feel of it. HR just kind of stood out to me as something I'd be interested in, particularly more on the recruiting side, even though I didn't realize it at first. The interviewing and kind of career coaching side is kind of what attracted me to it. And then once I graduated, just took a little bit of time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do in the field. And kind of just trial and error of trying a couple different things.
So, Paul, tell us a little bit more about your current position at Northwestern Mutual. I assume that you do exactly what the title implies, direct interns, recruit interns, or is it more than just that?
It's more than that. I guess my full official title on all the paperwork is Internship Director and Full-Time Concierge. So that's a little bit long for a business card, but full-time concierge, meaning that I do a little bit of full-time recruiting for people that we consider career changers. So if they worked somewhere else and then they're coming to do a full-time advising role at Northwestern, And I also kind of help them through the process, scheduling interviews and all that kind of stuff with different people on our team. On the internship side, I do all the campus events. I do the recruiting in that department for our fall, spring, and summer interns, and then also help a little bit with their development when they come on with us.
And obviously, internships are a crucial part to any resume, whether it's for college or the job field. So, Paul, what advice would you give to those who are looking to land an internship?
If you're looking to land an internship, don't be afraid, especially right now. If anyone's internship was canceled, or maybe they were looking at something for fall that is maybe not happening right now, don't be afraid to try something a little bit different, because the internship is the opportunity for you to see what you want your full-time career to be like. Try, if you see something that maybe is sticking out to you, don't be afraid to try a couple different things and submit a lot of different applications. In terms of getting your resume and everything like that together, usually colleges have a lot of great resources in their career centers to help you out in that way. For our freshmen, for our recent high school grads going into freshman year, don't be discouraged if a lot of companies don't take freshmen for the internship. That's okay. We still like to talk to you and then reconnect during your sophomore year. I know Northwestern and a lot of similar places don't usually take freshmen, not because we don't find some great freshmen, just because of the time when the internship is really about finding someone that can then transition into the full-time role, which is what a lot of companies are looking for. And I guess in terms of what you should look for in an internship, try to find something that is as realistic as possible to whatever field it is that you think you want to get into. Because if you're just doing more behind the scenes stuff, it might not necessarily tell you what that full-time career is going to be like. If you get to do an internship that is pretty much almost identical or as close to as you can get to the full-time role, you're going to be able to see well before you graduate, do I want to keep going with this? Or maybe do I need to pivot completely before I graduate? Otherwise, you might end up trying a couple things, which is okay. But internships can kind of give you a leg up earlier on.
Now, on the flip side of things, Paul, if a student would not land that, dream internship or get that internship position, what other words of wisdom or motivational tips might you have for that crowd who just didn't get it?
Yeah, any experience is good experience. So if you have a summer, right now, we're kind of already underway in summertime, but if you applied for an internship or a couple internships and didn't get them, get a summer job if you don't already have one. Anything looks good for an employer to see. You just don't want to have too many big gaps in your resume. And even sometimes something that might not seem translates exactly to your career, working a summertime in customer service or retail or something like that, that is still really great experience that can translate well into a future internship or full-time position. So going back to what I said earlier, try a lot of different things. If none of those things work out, maybe you try to get yourself a part-time job, get some experience in that space. Sales and customer service experience are transferable for the majority of fields, especially in business.
Yeah, communication is definitely key no matter what field you go into. So, we appreciate you sharing your wisdom with our audience. And, we want to thank you, Paul, for taking time out of your busy day to join us. We truly appreciate it. And we really appreciate you being so involved with the foundation.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Amber. Have a great time.
Thanks again, Paul. If you're interested in connecting with Paul, or if you have additional questions about internships or careers in HR, he would be happy to have you reach out to him. We will be displaying Paul's contact information at the end of this video, or you can reach out to our offices directly to be connected. Thanks again, Paul, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Amber.
Thanks for watching.